Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm CJX and today I'm going to explain to you how four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive work. And I'm going to try and keep it simple for most of you guys to understand because it's a little complicated topic and I hope you guys understand it as well as I did. The first number in 4x4 signifies how many wheels are in your vehicle, and the second number signifies how many wheels are actually getting power from your engine. So a rear-wheel drive car or front-wheel drive car would normally need 4x2, which is a weird reference, so we use things like rear-wheel drive. Now, four-wheel drive itself is divided into part-time four-wheel drive and full-time four-wheel drive. Let's start off with the part-time four-wheel drive system. So here I've drawn a pretty simple part-time system. Here you have the front differential, the transfer case, and the rear differential, the engine and the transmission. So what happens in a part-time system is that you can choose between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. In two-wheel drive, depending on the design of the car, you can get the engine to send power to the rear differential or to the front differential, to the front wheels, depending on the design. But normally it's to the rear wheels, and when you're in four-wheel drive mode, wheels in this thing will be spinning at the same speed because these drive chains will be sending 50% of the power to the rear differential and 50% of the power to the front differential. So this four-wheel drive mode is only used for tough terrain that you need to get out of. That two-wheel drive mode can help you out. So the thing about sending power 50-50 and not having a differential around here is because of binding. Binding is caused by the fact that these front wheels spin faster than the rear wheels when you're turning. Now let's say you're turning to the left. These wheels here will be spinning at a faster rate compared to these wheels here, and that causes a problem here in the transfer case because these gears here won't be able to spin at the same speed, and that will cause gears to mesh within each other, and that's very bad for your car. So how do you fix that? You use a differential. Now, entering the full-time four-wheel drive system, the only thing the full-time four-wheel drive system generally adds is this LSD, or limited slip differential. So what happens with differentials is that the front differential allows these wheels to spin at different speeds, and this rear differential allows these two wheels to spin at different speeds. But when you're using a part-time system and you don't have this LSD, there's no differential here to allow these drive shafts to spin at different speeds. Now when you have an LSD here, you allow these two drive shafts to spin at different speeds. This full-time four-wheel drive system allows you to get 50% to the front and 50% to the back, and depending on the modes you can choose if these wheels spin at different speeds, and that's the only thing the full-time four-wheel drive system adds, this limited slip differential that allows these two drive shafts to spin at different speeds. And then when you have this, you don't have the problem with binding in here in transfer case. So this is a lever from an old Jeep Grand Cherokee which actually combines a full-time system and a part-time system. Here you can see that the car can go from two-wheel drive spinning the back wheels, or the four part-time, which will get you 50% to the front, 50% to the back, all the wheels spinning at the same speed, or four full-time, which allows you to spin the wheels at different speeds but having 50% to the front, 50% to the back. Now moving on to the last system, which is the all-wheel drive system. So the all-wheel drive system basically functions or differs because of this torsion differential. The good thing about the torsion differential is that if one of these wheels is spinning faster than they should be spinning because they don't have traction, the power is going to be drawn from that wheel to the other wheels. So instead of you having to spin out in a place that doesn't have traction, the power is going to be sent to the wheels that do have traction. Depending on which system your car has, the torsion differential can work by sensing oil pressure differences in these drive chains. Now, in modern cars such as the Ford Focus RS, they don't use this system, but they use an electronically controlled system that automatically detects which wheel is spinning faster than it should be spinning. As you know, cars like Audis or Subarus have an all-wheel drive system, and they're quite famous for being able to go through snow without any difficulty. And that is the benefit of this torsion differential that can be found in all-wheel drive systems. And another thing about the all-wheel drive system is that all wheels are spinning at all times, regardless of how much power is sent to the front wheels or the back wheels. It can be almost as 90% to the rear wheels, or it can be as much as 70% on the front wheels, depending on the car. So that's how the all-wheel drive system and the four-wheel drive system work. And now you might be wondering, which one is the right for me? Starting with the all-wheel drive system. The all-wheel drive system is a well-rounded system for small puddles, snow, and things like that. But the problem with all-wheel drive system is that having four wheels driving at all times is taking a lot of gas from your tank. Now, the part-time four-wheel drive system is also a good system, especially when you're going in four-wheel drive mode, which sends 50% of the power to the front and 50% power to the rear. And it's the best system for heavy-duty terrain. But the problem with part-time four-wheel drive system is going to come when you decide to pavement or densely packed roads, because unless you're drifting, like I said before, you're going to have binding. And that's a problem with the part-time four-wheel drive system. Now, when you change the part-time system to two-wheel drive mode, it's actually a good thing, because now you can move on to the road and not have that problem with binding. And now is where the full-time four-wheel drive system counts. As we saw before, the full-time four-wheel drive system has the center differential, except you cannot have the two-wheel drive mode in the full-time all-wheel drive system, unlike the part-time four-wheel drive. So that was pretty much all I had to say about these systems. If you have any question, just comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And I'm going to link a few videos below so you can further understand this topic. So if you enjoyed this video as well, don't forget to give it a like and also subscribe down here, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.